Have you ever noticed how some people walk into a room and instantly grab everyone's attention without saying a word? It's as if there's a magnetic force surrounding them. You might think it's their looks, their style, or even their confidence. But the surprising truth is, true charisma has nothing to do with appearance. What really draws people in is the mindset and energy you exude. Think about it. Have you ever met someone who isn't the prettiest person in the room, but somehow everyone wants to talk to them? It's not luck, it's presence. And presence is something you can build. You don't have to chase attention or try to impress anyone. In fact, the more you try, the less authentic you become. What really gets people to notice you is when you demonstrate a certain way of thinking and living. Today, we're going to explore 7 timeless Stoic habits that can change the way people see you, and more importantly, the way you see yourself. These aren't gimmicks or tricks. They're practical, time-tested behaviors that naturally generate respect, admiration, and even a sense of calm and authority. Imagine being able to walk into any situation and instantly radiate confidence without saying a word. That's the power of these 7 habits. So the real question is, are you ready to discover what makes a person truly attractive? 1. The art of listening. One of the rarest and most attractive qualities a person can have is the ability to truly listen. Think about it. How many times have you felt like someone was really paying attention to you? Most people are distracted, waiting for their turn to speak, or have already prepared their response before you have finished. That is why when you meet someone who is listening with such deep concentration, it is almost unforgettable. The Stoics believed that listening was a form of respect. It was giving someone the gift of your undivided attention. When you maintain eye contact, resist the urge to interrupt, and resist the temptation to judge, you are sending a powerful message. You matter. Your words matter. And in a world where everyone is competing to be heard, that presence becomes compelling. Picture this. You're sharing a personal struggle, and instead of interjecting with advice or reverting to talking about themselves, the other person just listens, calmly, patiently, completely. How does that make you feel? Safe, respected, understood. That's exactly the energy people crave, and it's why they'll be drawn to you time and time again. So next time you're in a conversation, try this simple exercise. Slow down, lean forward, and focus solely on the other person. Treat their words as if they were the most important thing in the moment, because to them, they are. And when you can make people feel valued, you become unforgettable. That's the first attractive Stoic habit, mastering the art of listening. 2. Inner peace. If listening makes people feel valued, inner peace makes them feel safe. Think about the kind of energy you want to surround yourself with. Would you rather spend time with someone who is frantic, stressed, and reactive? Or someone who is steady, calm, and unwavering no matter what happens? The answer is clear. Chaos pushes people away. Peace brings them closer. The Stoics likened the human mind to water. When it is turbulent, nothing is clear, but when it is still, it reflects truth. Imagine standing beside a turbulent ocean. Beautiful, yes, but also overwhelming. Now imagine a peaceful lake at dawn, the surface smooth and still. Which water are you drawn to? That is exactly the difference your presence can make. Of course, being calm doesn't mean you never have to deal with challenges or emotions. It means you've trained yourself not to let them overwhelm you. Daily reflection, meditation, or even just 3 deep, intentional breaths can help you return to a state of calm. Marcus Aurelius himself wrote in his journals about returning to his breath whenever his mind was troubled, as if returning to himself. When you walk into a room with such a steady energy, people will immediately notice. They may not even know why they are drawn to you, but they will feel that being around you makes them feel more at ease. And in a world filled with noise and stress, people who bring peace will be unforgettable. That is the second attractive habit of the Stoics, cultivating inner peace. Stoics. 3. Speak with purpose. Words are incredibly powerful. They can inspire, heal, and uplift, but they can also hurt, confuse, and destroy. The Stoics often warned about the dangers of careless speech, reminding us that the more we speak without purpose, the more likely we are to create unnecessary problems. Think about it. How many times have you said something you wish you could take back? Most of us have. That's why choosing your words deliberately is one of the most powerful habits you can develop. When you speak less but more clearly, people notice. They lean forward. They pay attention. Because your words carry weight. Imagine two leaders, one who talks endlessly, filling every silence with chatter, and one who speaks less but is precise and wise. Who is more respected? Who is remembered? The second, always. Stoics believe that before speaking, you should stop and ask yourself, does this add value? Does it reflect truth? Will it help or hurt? If the answer is no, silence is often the wiser choice. This doesn't mean you stay silent all the time. It just means that when you speak up, your voice has power. So the next time you feel like you're about to blurt something out, take a deep breath. Choose your words carefully, like a craftsman carving a stone. Speak clearly, kindly, and with purpose. Because in the end, people don't remember the noise, they remember the important words. And that's the third attractive Stoic habit, speaking with purpose. 4. Resilience in adversity. Adversity is the ultimate test of character. Everyone faces setbacks, loss, failure, disappointment. But what really separates people is how they respond when life knocks them down. Do they crumble and whine, or do they quietly rise with inner strength? The Stoics believe that every setback is an opportunity, a stage where your resilience can shine. And resilience, more than looks or charm, is deeply attractive. Think about the people you admire most. Chances are they're not the ones who have it all. They're the ones who endured, who kept going when others gave up. Maybe it's a friend who rebuilt their life after losing everything, or a coworker who remained calm and steady during a crisis. Their stories inspire you because resilience awakens something powerful inside of us. Hope. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Obstacles spur action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This means that the very challenges you fear can become tools that make you stronger. When you face challenges with calmness instead of bitterness, you not only survive, but you set an example. So the next time life knocks you down, remember, people are watching you not to see you fail, but to see if you rise. And when you do, you'll inspire them to rise too. That's the fourth attractive Stoic habit, resilience in the face of adversity. 5. Integrity over approval. In today's world, many people spend their lives chasing approval, likes, praise, recognition from others. But the Stoics remind us of a deeper truth. Approval fades, but integrity endures. Integrity is staying true to your principles, even when it's unpopular, even when it comes at an immediate cost. And strangely enough, that commitment is what draws people to you. Think about it. Who do you trust more? Someone who bends their values to fit in, or someone who stands their ground no matter what? The latter may not always be liked, but they will always be respected. And respect creates a deeper attraction than seduction. It has lasting effects. Stoics believe that doing the right thing is non-negotiable. Epictetus taught that you can't control what other people think of you, but you can control whether you live true to yourself. That's true freedom. When you demonstrate integrity, whether in business dealings, friendships, or even in the small, everyday choices, you send a silent message: I respect myself and will not compromise what I stand for. And people are often attracted to that power. Approval is fleeting. Today's praise may turn to tomorrow's criticism, but integrity, it endures. So choose to be someone others can rely on, even when times are tough. That's the fifth attractive Stoic habit, valuing integrity over approval. Ban number 6, focus on growth, not perfection. Perfection is an illusion. Deep down, we all know it, yet so many of us waste years chasing it. The perfect look, the perfect career, the perfect relationship. But the Stoics understood something profound. What truly inspires people is not perfection, but growth. Because growth is real, human, and relatable. Think about the people who inspire you the most. Is it a seemingly untouchable perfect celebrity? Or is it a friend who openly admits her struggles but still strives to be better every day? Chances are, it's the latter. Why? Because growth reminds us that progress is possible. It gives us hope that we too can change. The Stoics valued self-improvement over self-criticism. They encouraged us to see mistakes not as evidence of failure, but as teachers. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his book, Meditation, that every challenge is an opportunity to train your soul. When you adopt this mindset, you will no longer fear mistakes and begin to see them as stepping stones. So instead of trying to be perfect, share your journey. Show that you're learning, adapting, and evolving. People don't connect with perfection. They connect with authenticity and progress. And when others see your commitment to getting better every day, they'll admire you not for your accomplishments, but for your progress. That's the sixth attractive Stoic habit, focusing on growth, not perfection. 7. Gratitude and humility. Gratitude and humility may sound simple, but when combined, they create an irresistible attraction. In a world where everyone is busy showing off, competing, and trying to prove their worth, a person who is truly grateful and humble will stand out like a breath of fresh air. Stoics often started their mornings by reminding themselves of the gift of life. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." Gratitude transforms your energy. Instead of focusing on what's missing, you radiate contentment. And people are naturally drawn to those who radiate that light. Humility goes hand in hand with gratitude. It doesn't mean shrinking back or denying your strengths. It means remembering that we're all human, imperfect, and learning. When you're humble, others feel comfortable around you. They don't feel arrogant or self-righteous. Instead, they feel welcome and respected. Imagine being with someone who brags about their successes. Now compare that to someone who quietly celebrates their victories, but also appreciates the help they received along the way. Who do you feel more connected to? Exactly. Gratitude and humility make you approachable, trustworthy, and incredibly attractive. That's the 7th attractive Stoic habit, living with gratitude and humility. Because when you're grateful for what you have and humble yourself, people will always want to be around you. So now you've discovered the 7 Stoic habits that truly make a person attractive. Listening with presence, cultivating inner calm, speaking with intention, demonstrating resilience in adversity, choosing integrity over approval, focusing on growth over perfection, and finally, living with gratitude and humility. These aren't tips or superficial tactics. They're deep, lasting practices that shape the kind of person people naturally want to be around. Think about it. True attractiveness isn't about fancy clothes, expensive cars, or perfect looks. Those things fade. What lasts is the energy you bring into a room, the power you wield in silence, and the values you live by when no one is looking. That's what the Stoics understood. And that's why people who embody these habits seem to shine without even trying. The question is, which of these 7 habits resonates with you the most? Is it calmness, resilience under pressure, or the power of gratitude? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear your perspective. And if this video resonates with you, don't keep it to yourself. Hit that like button, share it with someone who needs this message, and subscribe so you never miss the next Stoic lesson. Remember, true power isn't about impressing others, it's about being the kind of person who inspires them. Until next time, live with courage, purpose, and absolute calm.